to Mic Check Waifu Waifu.
Mic check. Mic check, waifu. King Teliano, is that you?
What's happening, young Ralph Lauren?
This is episode 169. I'm going to destroy you for that. This is episode 169 of Mic Check Waifu. As always, it's brought to you by Lube Complex. Make sure you go over to lubecomplex.com and use that offer code waifu to save on your entire cart. It's also brought to you by don'ttalkshop.com as well as our Patreon producers. Shout out to the Patreon producers that produced this episode alongside many other episodes. The producers are AB, Man Brown, Dre, the GOAT G. Speaking of Dre, man, we might have to be eliminated from your Twitter circle, because you be saying some wild shit. Johnny from Anime Lyrical Podcast, Ken the Pro from Chaotic Culture Podcast, Explicitly, Monique Williams, and our boy Nachi. Thank y'all so much for producing this and many other episodes of the podcast. We love you. Thank you for supporting us. Mic Check Waifu is the anime podcast is brought to you every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. CDT Central Time. We talk about anime topics, seasonal topics, new seasonal shows, old seasonal shows, and the like. This week we have a very, very special week. Also, if you subscribe to our Patreon, you get early access to the video version of the podcast, as well as access to the bonus podcast, The After Story, which is about everything. Music, TV, our life, your life. It's about everything. Tell, how you feeling, brother? For the first time this week, how you feeling?
First time this week, I'm feeling real good, bro. I just got off work. Yeah. Got home. I'm like, we about to record. It's about to be a good time. I ate right before we got on. I'm feeling good, energetic. I hope you're feeling the same, bro.
If I'm feeling the same, brother, I'm feeling the absolute same. I am feeling fantastic. What an interesting week it's been, you know? I don't know why my camera can't focus if you're watching the video version. Oh, there I am. Yeah, it's been an interesting week. Very good week, man.
I was gonna say your camera's gonna focus eventually in one of these scenes.
One day. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, man. I'm excited about this week. You know why?
Wow, what's up?
Because I don't know if you know this, but this is going to be our fall introduction episode, Tell. We're gonna discuss the fall season anime coming up soon. Please be excited.
I'm very excited. No, this is hype. It's always gonna be hype.
Yeah, it's the first time we're doing this. Hey, Tell, what was your episode of the week this week, my brother?
My episode of the week was Made in Abyss, easily. Easily for me, easily.
Speaking of Made in Abyss, in the second half of the show, Made in Abyss is going to be a part of our spoiler talk, as well as Overlord 4 and Summertime Rendering. Can't wait to talk about those.
All heat time. This week.
All heat. Very much heat. My episode of the week this week is I'm gonna have to go with Overlord, man. Yeah, Overlord had a good episode. Very, very, very strong episode, especially with the repercussions of what the kingdom is about to do after what
attempt to do.
Yeah, it was about to happen to that kingdom. Poor kingdom, bro. Poor kingdom. Anyway.
Nah, not poor them. They deserve it. Whatever happens.
True. We're gonna talk about that in the second half of the show. Oh, Tell, before we get into the main tots, aka topic of the show, I got a question for you.
What's happening?
This question comes from Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at Mic Check Waifu. You can write in to us just like Philip J. Woodward did at Mic Check Waifu on Twitter. He says,
"Love that dude.
Good dude." He says, "Okay, I'm gonna be there soon. Don't worry."
He almost there. Don't calm down, y'all. Now look, I'm about to vamp. Okay, no, he got it here.
Philip J. Woodward tweet at us and says, "Why do fighting anime always Why do fighting anime always seem to throw seemingly unstoppable odds at their protagonist? What's the point of always training to be stronger if the battle is always going to be hard to win until the impossible plot armor ass pulls happens?" At might check waifu. Very interesting thing to think about. He says, what's the point of always training to be stronger if the battle is always going to be hard to win until that impossible plot armor ass pull? We talk about this a lot, actually. Mm-hmm. We very much talked about this a lot. This was a very deep topic for us at one point.
Yeah, we did a whole ass pool episode, I think.
We did.
We kind of talked about that and plot armor. But I have a couple of different thoughts on this one. So, like, fighting anime is all about the action, right? It's all about, like, even in the action, we still want that suspense. They want to make us feel like no matter what our main character did, all their effort and everything, they led them here. This is why they're able to get as far as they are in said battle or whatever. But then it's like they had to pull something extra out of them. I guess it's to show us that our main character they're just special, right? That's part of it. But yeah, honestly, a lot of it's going to be plot armor because you're not going to kill your main character in any series unless you ridiculous. But I also think that a lot of it stems from like the idea that how we get testosterone or adrenaline when we're in a sticky situation. Right. It's that same concept, same thing. Like if you have that testosterone or that adrenaline pumping, in that moment, you're able to do a little bit more than you would normally do. Move faster, run faster, jump higher, push harder, those kind of things. That's real. Not to this extent to where you just overcome every possible leaps and bound, that was in your way. But there are things, that amplify that. So that's why I think that's part of the reason, I guess, an author or we tend to go that route in these shows.
Yeah, you think about it, right? Like how interesting would a show actually be if to me personally, this is what I kind of want to see. I kind of want to see a show where, a guy is fighting. Maybe he's barely winning and he barely won. No ass pull there. He's just fighting, barely winning, barely wins the fight. Then he trains. He trains extremely hard. We go through this training arc. We learn different techniques. We learn how he can utilize these techniques and what he can do to actually apply them in a live battle. And then he get into a fight. And why not just let him whoop the ass of the big bad? It could be literally the big bad before the biggest bad. Like it doesn't matter. Like why can't we just have something that cool? Why we can't have anything that cool? Because it just wouldn't be entertaining to watch for those who watch those kind of anime. Like
everybody can't be Saitama.
Everybody can't be Saitama, and it's literally that people want to see the underdog win, no matter how much the underdog trained or prepped or whatever. They want to see the underdog win, but it won't be interesting if he's just winning instantly. Unless that's the crux of the show, i.e. Black Summoner or any other isekai or with the overpowered character, Overlord, etc. You know what I mean? But you could still make that interesting, I think. I think you can.
And I would even say let's talk about that overpowered character a little bit, right? How like if we go that route in anime where the overpowered character is just we can't say it's ass pulls because that's just what they are, but it's like a tree of ass pulls. Like every time a leaf falls, it's an ass pull. But we talk about like Sword Art Online, right? Kiriko was quite literally there was nothing that could stop him. He was stomping everything in front of him.
At one point.
And then we get to where we are now, and he's no longer that overpowered character. He's working towards being able to even compete with some people. So I like sometimes that also can kind of work in a reverse, it's no longer an ass pull, it's actually effort.
The reason why I like Sword Art is because I feel like he earned that from the beginning, right? Like I feel like he worked hard to become that unstoppable force. Which I mean, man, when I think about it, to be honest, maybe Sword was probably the only one that really did it right. Or, outside of the hyper light speed, time skipping they did in the season, which kind of left us bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, which is understandably so. Like, we get it. We get why you don't like it. But man, I think that might be one of them. I mean, maybe even I don't know. Maybe even your boy Deku is a pretty good example too of somebody who can't really utilize his powers efficiently yet.
Yeah,
I don't really think he has. Do he has ass pulls? Do you consider what Deku does ass pulls?
I don't think. I don't think Deku has ass pulls.
Yeah.
I'm being real. I don't think he has ass pulls. I think he's one of the characters that worked hard for it. It's like saying like Ippo don't often have ass pulls. I think like some of the stuff might have been real lucky, but most of that anime is watching him train
and lose. To be fair,
yeah. So it's kind of crazy that there are some anime that do that exact same thing, like you said, right?
Yeah. I guess to put a. You got any final thoughts on this?
Nah, go ahead, bro.
To put a pin in this last thing, this is what I said in response to that tweet. I say, question for the ages. That's why my love for basic shonens died. I'm a slice of life drama main now. Which that's how I feel, man. It's so much more interesting stories in the slice of life realm, the drama realm, the horror realm, even. Like, there's more out there that completely, to be honest, shits on the typical shonen. But I mean, to be fair, you got stuff like Jujutsu Kaisen, which is making it interesting again. Mm-hmm. There's some stuff that makes it a little bit more interesting now, but we shall see where it goes from here. I think this is a topic we should revisit again, though, for sure.
I'm definitely down for that.
For sure. And with that, it's time to move on to the topic of the show.
Let's go.
Fall anime season. Are you excited for the fall anime season, Montel?
I mean, I'm excited for what I know is coming. All
right. Let's get into it. So for those of you that don't know, we cover a seasonal anime, as I said earlier. We like to do, our seasonal previews. Normally right before the prior season ends, we talk about the next season that's coming up. With that being said, we've been doing this for years, for about 3.5 years now. Mm-hmm. We done preview seasons, so the fall is coming up. Now, looking at the fall, my initial thoughts this fall, I'm gonna just say, is very slim. Now, I know most of you are expecting us to be like, oh, we're so excited about the fall, but to be honest, fall looking a little light. For us specifically.
Yeah, fall got to bring some surprises.
100%.
Like I do love what I'm seeing on AniList. If y'all on AniList right now, looking at the fall season with us,
like in the description,
it looks like the first few is solid, and then as soon as you hit, kind of skip from that first line, you kind of start seeing. I ain't heard no hype around none of this, and. Not to base what we watch off of hype, but we really gonna have to like test the waters. Looks like for this season. Yeah,
we gonna have to look, which is something we do anyway, right? But this one we gotta dig, bro, because it's just not that many. Looking at it, we maybe have like what last season we had about. I even tell you? We had quite a bit of shows last season and the season prior. The season prior, I feel like was a little overwhelming. This time we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 shows.
Yeah.
And that's just counting what I watched. Tails was also watching stuff like
Aoashi still.
Aoashi and Locor's Recoil, is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like a lot. Going back to the fall list, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not watching that, so I'm not gonna count that. 7, 8. Like and this is me struggling to find shows to say I'm gonna watch.
No, We also have probably about like 10 movies this season. I don't know if you looked at that, but we do have a lot of movies in this season. So we definitely have to kind of, we're just gonna have to kind of struggle through it a little bit, figure out what we're gonna do.
Very much true. To start the conversation though, Tell, what show are you most excited to see this fall? Come back or new?
It's between Bleach and Chainsaw Man. But we got Mob Psycho. I'm gonna say Bleach, bro. It's got to be Bleach.
It's got to be Bleach, bro. It's got to be Bleach for us, and I'm gonna be in agreement. While I'm super excited for Mob Psycho 3, even Spy Family Core 2, but I know what I'm getting from Spy Family. And as far as Chainsaw Man, this is probably one of the shows they spent $150,000 an episode for. So I expect this to look extremely good. So, and again, maybe this is a show that'll fix my relationship with Chainsaw Man, because for those of you that don't know, I like Chainsaw Man. It's fine, but I believe it's highly overrated. I don't care about the main character whatsoever. And if I don't care about your main character, I don't think it's a good show, or good manga, or whatever you want, a good medium. I don't give a fuck about Denji at all.
But hear me out. What's gonna make it better is exactly the fact that you don't feel like you have a care about Denji now, because as soon as he's animated and you get to see him in motion, like, you know, it's just that idea that it feels more personal because he's in motion. You're gonna be like, yeah, I'm rocking with it. But
I'm hoping.
I mean, it's also we're not going in there looking for super in-depth story. We already know it's about to happen, but we about to see this action, and I kind of hope that, you know, not trying to be too meathead tail here, but y'all gonna have to deal with meathead tail a little bit. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see the action, and like you said, $150,000 an episode. I want to see that budget put to work.
True. It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna look pretty. I tell you that much. I'm just hoping it's more than just, you know, what I've read. And again, what I read was fine. It was cool. I was like, okay. I was kind of there flipping through, hoping for the next page to be just some action. I turned into Meathead Polo reading Chainsaw Man, because that's all I cared about. I didn't give a fuck about no story about any of these people or anything like that. None of those. Never mind. I'm gonna go. It's got to be considered spoilers. But again, Mob Psycho. I have to see where Mob Psycho goes for 3. I know nothing about it. And then My Hero. You know, it's there.
We just talked about this.
Yeah. How do I feel about My Hero? Yeah. I'm still hoping for the best. Expectations are low though. I'm hoping for the best with low expectations.
I continue to love how this arc was done in the manga. I just hope it translates well to the anime this time. Less flashbacky stuff, because this part is straight action, basically. Or it should get straight to action. I feel like they're going to pace it wrong still, but I feel like once it gets going, it's going to feel like that. It should feel like that Demon Slayer arc we just finished.
Interesting.
The motion should be like that. It should be something happens in the beginning, a little bit of figuring it out, and then boom, just straight action the whole time. No stopping, no breaks.
Interesting, man. Interesting. Yeah, because I mean, to be honest, the show is
it turned into Dookie water.
It definitely it turned into something not great. Is this where Beef Jerky dude gets to step out? What's his name?
All for One? No,
the Beef Jerky dude, the one that the blue flame.
Kinda. I can't spoil it.
I mean, I just want to know if he pop off or not. That's all.
Gonna get some details that's gonna, people gonna either love it or hate it.
Yeah, he's been pretty trash lately.
Yeah, we didn't get enough of him. For him to be one of the characters that people actually wanted to see for sure.
True.
We did not get enough Dabi.
That's his name. Yeah. Holy shit. I forgot his name. That's crazy. That is actually crazy. I think he's stupid though. All right. I mean, and then as far as reoccurring stuff, that's really it. I mean, like I said, Spy Family coming back. We already know what that's about. We got a Yuzuki-chan, the show I hated at first, and then it grew on me. Yuzuki-chan is coming back with a second season, I believe. Let me make sure it's not just a movie or some shit.
Did you ever watch the first season of To Your Eternity?
I couldn't finish it. No, I was bored.
It did get real boring real fast. But
I was bored out of my fucking mind. I know a lot of people hate when I say that shit, but that shit was so boring. It's supposed to be this super emotional, sad show.
I think I'm gonna watch season 2.
Yeah.
But I felt sad at some points in season 1, but it wasn't sad enough. Especially not after watching Polo's favorite torture device, Clanad.
Not my favorite torture device.
That's quite literally what it is. It's sitting somebody in a dungeon. Like if we was trying to trade for foreign countries' information, we can have them watch Clanad and they spill the beans.
So you telling me, with the way people talk about this show, you telling me Clanad was still sadder?
Yes.
Damn. See, then there's no way I wouldn't be. There's no way. Okay, I'm gonna try it. You know what? I'm gonna watch season 1 To Your Eternity. I'm gonna finish it, and I gotta know because I hear too much shit, man. I got to know. I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. The cover art looks like it's a bunch of doofuses on it, but like I know
the first season's cover art was better, bro.
I know this looks actually ridiculous, but I'm not gonna judge a book by its cover, if you will. So it looked real rough. But yeah, I guess we'll rock with that. Another thing we are going to pick up though is the Sword Art first movie. We are going to watch that so we can be ready for the second one. I heard so many good things. I heard it's exactly what season 1 should have been at the beginning instead of them rushing through like content like they did. So I'm kind of looking forward to doing that. But
yeah, and I'm already stoked about that artwork too.
True, very true.
They always kill it.
They are so good. It was A1 Pictures, right? Of course.
Yes, sir.
They're insane, man. They're insane. Fuck, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to watching the first movie now, even. Okay. So now on to the new stuff, man. On to the new stuff. We don't have that many as far as new shows, which is kind of what our bread and butter is based upon, you know? We kind of strive to bring new shows to people we know that won't see it, right? We already got the reoccurring stuff coming back for multiple other seasons, yes. But we want to bring you new shows that you can enjoy with us. That could be the topic of discussion for future episodes and etc. This season is very rough as far as new shows go. But let's take a look. Talking about Blue Lock, Till.
So I mean, okay. I don't know if you're gonna pick it up because it's a sports anime, and I know how you feel about that.
True, I hate it. I hate sports anime.
But it's supposed to be like this psychological sports anime where it's gonna be a little bit deeper. I've been hearing a lot of buzz about it from the manga side. Mm-hmm. So I'm hyped to see what it's gonna do in the anime, and especially if I don't mind. I've been watching Ayoashi, as you already know. Mm-hmm. I've not missed a single week of it, but I'm gonna get my sports anime fix. So it's gonna obviously be some action, meathead kind of stuff in there, but also the psychological aspect of it is supposed to be hype. So,
what's the synopsis of Blue Lock?
Oh, let's read it. Let's read it.
Because I'm curious. Right. I'm curious.
After a disastrous defeat at the 2018 World Cup, Japan's team struggles to regroup. But what's missing? An absolute ace striker who can guide them to the win. The Japan Football Union is hell-bent on creating a striker who hungers for goals and thirsts for victory, and who can be the decisive instrument in turning around a losing match. And to do so, they've gathered 300 of Japan's best and brightest youth players who will emerge to lead the team, and will they be able to outmuscle and out-ego everyone who stands in their way.
Interesting. You know what that sounds like to me? Every sports anime that ever existed.
I bet it does, but let's see when it airs.
Let's see when it airs. All right. Well, one of the new ones I'm excited for is let me get the English title because I'm not fucking even going to try that Japanese title. To be a power in the shadows.
I was gonna say Kagebushi no Jutsu.
To be a power in the shadows, or I mean, if you're following along via the AniList link, it'd be Kage no, and then it's a J word. That's ridiculous. I'm not even gonna try to say it. But this one seems interesting. It's it's kind of like, I hate to say this, but it's kind of like our T, right? Where it's a isekai, okay? It's a fucking isekai. For some reason, isekais just find us and they latch on to us, and we got to share it because most people skip over isekais because they're tired of them, understandably so. But this one is interesting. This one, synopsis says, one big lie and a few twisted truths. Even in his past life, Sid Dream wasn't to become a protagonist or a final boss. He'd rather lay low as a minor character until it's prime time to reveal he's a mastermind, or at least do the next best thing, pretend to be one. And now that he's been reborn into another world, he's ready to set the perfect conditions to live his dream to the fullest. Armed with his overreactive imagination, Sid jokingly recruits members to his organization and makes up a whole backstory about an evil cult that needs to be taken down. Well, as luck would have it, these imaginary adversaries turn out to be the real deal, and everyone knows the truth but him. Now that seems extremely interesting. Another twist on the isekai realm that
definitely sounds entertaining.
That seems so entertaining. From the look of, I mean, for one, I just want to say this. If you're following with us on AniList.co, the fucking cover art looks insanely beautiful. Okay, this is done by a studio called Nexus, which I don't know if I'm familiar with at all. Oh, so Nexus did Darwin's Game, Grand Blim, Comic Girls, A Sister Is All You Need. So it's going to be pretty. It is going to be a pretty show. But damn, they don't have much.
So I know you was just talking about isekai and how they latch on to us.
For some reason, they always find us, bro.
But hear me out. It's called Reincarnated as a Sword.
Oh yeah, what's that, man?
So some isekai protagonists are reincarnated as powerful warriors or skilled wizards, but our protagonist was born in another life as a sentient sword. He's taken up by Fran, a desperate girl fleeing evildoers intent on selling her into slavery. With her new weapons, help, and guidance, she's able to strike down her own captors and secure her freedom. Together, this unconventional master-student duo embark on an epic journey to liberate those in need and exact justice on the cruel of heart. Bro, reincarnated as a sword? Come on, man.
Yeah, but okay. So what do you let's do an initial gut check. Gut checks is something we do where we try to figure out what we think this is going to be. Now, my gut check question to you is, do you think that's going to make for an interesting show?
Here's what I think is going to happen. The way they put the master student duo thing, I feel like it's going to be cute, but still have action. Almost like I'm trying to think of something that was like, it almost gives me that not so deep in there, but Spy Family vibe. Like it could be like something cool and wholesome where like the sword is the teacher teaching her how to use her power or use the sword, but also when she get active with the sword is active. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping it's like that, and it sounds like it could be that way. So we're gonna see. Well, I'm gonna see.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna make for an interesting show, and here's why. I don't think I would have time to care about a sword. I feel like it's not emotive enough. I don't get the emotional. I can't gain an emotional attachment because it's an inanimate object. Mm-hmm. I don't know how viable that'd be. But it's done by a studio called C2C Studios. C2C Studios did do Tsukumichi, Moonlit Fantasy. Mm-hmm. Now we both know how good that show is. Mm-hmm. So
you the reason I even watched this show.
Yeah. So maybe we'll give it a shot. I mean, to be fair, we don't really have much to watch this season anyway, so we might as well give it a shot. So yeah, we all definitely give that one a shot. There is one that is very, very intriguing to me. It's called Shinobi no Itatoki. Shinobi no Itatoki was his name is not Shinobi, sorry. Itatoki was an ordinary student until his life was turned upside down. He finds out that he is the 19th heir of the famous Iga ninjas. The Iga must try to defend what is theirs from the Koga, a rivaling clan seeking to end Itoki's life. Itoki is left with no choice but to become a shinobi that is strong enough to not only protect himself, but also his village. And now, a student of the Kokuten Ninja Academy, a high school specializing in shinobi techniques, Itoki learns that the way of the modern day ninja, equipped with high-tech suits and gadgets. Is this a mecha? And together with the students from the village, Itoki clashes with the Koga in an attempt to end the rivalry once and for all. Interesting, man. Now,
you said, is this a mecha? It's not a mecha, bro.
I know. I'm just talking shit. I know the one thing that catches my attention with this show.
Was it the artwork? Because I'm already looking at the cover art, and I think the cover art is on point.
Yeah, cover art is fire, but no, it's the feel I'm gonna get of, again, irregular high school kind of shit or Chivalry of a Failed Knight kind of shit, because it's male protagonist, female harem, school. It's it's just every possible every possible combination of those shows that we know and we love.
Yeah, I was
getting a part of this one.
I was hoping it'll feel, since he's a shinobi, more like the world's finest assassin. Mm-mm. Like that'll be a nice. I mean, I guess it's a ninja, but it'd be nice to kind of get that vibe.
They said equipped with high tech suits and gadgets. I'm assuming that these suits are kind of Actress War-esque, you know what I mean? Where they have those little battle armor pieces or whatever.
I hope not.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's seeming so. It's seeming so. I am going to watch it. To be honest, I'm probably extremely excited. I'm more excited for that one than I should be. Watch it. But I am super excited for some reason. What else we got here?
What's another one I was looking at?
It's not many, bro. It's not many of anything.
I know.
Which is so crazy. It's so crazy to think about.
Futoku no Guild?
Oh, yeah, true. Speak.
Yeah, so we definitely checking this one out.
Mm-hmm. Gotta get that edgy, yeah.
Kiguru Maden is a monster hunter with excellent performance because of his particular job in the forest, but he decided to quit it because of fear of wasting his youth. And it's it's a nice little edgy comedy action joint.
The English title for it, or at least for the manga, is Immoral Guild, or for a synonym for the title, it's Guild of Depravity. So it's going to be a very interesting show. We got to get our edgy on. We got to get our edgy on.
Depravity, Polo?
Hey, bro. I'm just reading what it says. It's going to be one of those shows. It's going to be one of those shows that end up on sites that shall not be named with the hentai.
The uncensored.
Yeah. All right, y'all. To be fair, that's really it so far. Like everything else is season 2's, like Golden Commune 4. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun season 3. I know that's Crystal shit, so I'm gonna just follow her thread on that show. A bunch of movies like Tel mentioned earlier that I'm definitely probably gonna watch because they're all, slice of life stuff. Like this
Suzumi. No, I'm looking at Suzumi as a mystery sci-fi, but yeah, that one too. And there's Boku got Ashatiza Supete no Kimi. Bro, I'm looking forward to that one. I fucking know. Funny enough, I know that title, even though I was stressed out saying it. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to. What about this? I'm probably definitely not going to watch this. This Scream is Magical Girl kind of show. Which one?
No, it's female romance. It's female romance. That might be okay. I'm the villainess, so I'm training the final boss. It's a comedy romance. I'm probably still gonna skip it, but
it's all. But like, what's that called? Dragon Maid.
Kind of like Dragon Maid, it looks like. Yeah, sure. It is. It is done by Maho. And what Maho did of late was In the Land of Videl.
Which was decently funny.
For sure. And they also did If It's For My Daughter, I'll Even Defeat the Demon Lord, which I heard was actually a pretty good show.
So Studio Maho's working on comedies, apparently.
All right, Tel. As we do every time we do our fall season preview or any season preview, we must choose our sleepers. Sleepers are shows that we have to watch, both of us, regardless of if we're interested in it or not. If Tel chooses a sleeper I'm not interested in, I have to watch it. And if I choose something Tel isn't interested in, he has to watch it. With that being said, Tel, what's your sleeper, brother?
So hear me. I'm going to go with the one that ain't nobody talked about in a long time. Begin with a B. Bleach is my sleeper.
You cheat, motherfucker.
Hey, my sleeper, I win. All right, no, I'm gonna go with Blue Lock, bro. My bad, man. I know how you feel about it, but
it's cool. I'll take it. It gives me a reason to, It gives me a reason to step outside.
That's what I'm here for, to provide you a reason.
And that's what we do on this podcast. So Blue Lock is the Tel sleeper. My sleeper is gonna be to be a power in the shadows.
For those of you who speak Japanese, that's Kage no Jutsu yo Kushi no Narutaku. What is up with that name, bro? I know the same language, but that's a hard name.
That's a hard ass name, regardless of even if you speak the language.
All right, but yeah, I'm down for that one too because I was already interested in that, bro.
For sure. Lucky you. The synonym title for it is The Eminence in Shadow, which actually sounds cooler. All right, man. Very short season. I think this fall we might be able to bring our long form back. Our long form being Gintama. This time, so let's see where the season falls, and then we're gonna talk about maybe inputting Gintama into the long form show. So, Steve, that's for you, brother.
Hey.
All right, Tel. Let's get to know Mic Check Waifu. This is part of the podcast where one of us rolls a random number generator, the other reads a question associated with that number. There are only 7 questions in our list.
We're almost done. We're almost done with the list.
Almost done.
Oh, and lucky number 7.
That's crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
That is actually crazy. What song would you say best sums you up?
You go first, bro.
Shit.
I got it, but it's hard.
Let's do. I'm gonna say Tuscaloosa Leather, the Drake intro from Nothing Was the Same. I love that intro so much. I don't know what it is about it, but I feel like and not that I can relate to it, right? I'm not rich and famous, but I just feel that song more than any other song I've listened to as of late. Song with lyrics anyway, because I'm more of a lo-fi kind of guy.
This is hard right now.
That's a tough ass question though.
I know I'm torn between 2, and I gotta choose one.
You already know. Yo, trying to clarify some shit.
My song, I probably feel like it is me. It reads me is right above it with Drake, Lil Wayne, and Drake. Like that song, Monique and I remember the first time I sang that song, my wife sang it with me word for word. I was like, that's my. I love that girl, but yeah, that's my song because it is just something about the trumpets and the sound of the song, the instruments, just the whole vibe of it. It just resonates with me every time I play it for years.
Goated. All right, when we come back, we are going to spoil episode 22. Is it 22?
22.
22 of Summertime Rendering. Episode 10 of Overlord, right?
Yes.
And episode 10 of Main Abyss. We'll be right back after these. And welcome back to episode 169. Nice. So Mic Check Waifu. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Mic Check Waifu and on Instagram at Mic Check Waifu. We are here to spoil some good shit, man. Some good shit. We are coming up on the finish line of these 3 great shows. One being Summertime Rendering, the other being Overlord 4, season 4, and the last one, this time, Made in Abyss. We got to talk about these 3, bro. We have to.
Oh yeah.
So let's do it. Let's talk about Summertime Rendering, man. Oh my god, top 5, bro.
Yeah. Yes. Here's the issue I have with Summertime Rendering. It's about to be over, bro, and they giving us so much like ridiculousness right now,
bro.
We've been saying this since episode 3 that if it stays this good, we don't know what's gonna happen.
How do they even do it is the question. I can't. It's like it carried all the way through. There was not a lull in sight, not even a bad episode.
And this episode even felt like there was no lulls, no slowdowns. It was just this is the climax of the story, and you're gonna get straight story and the action and the characters the whole time.
Luckily, we still got 3 more episodes.
Is it 3? I thought it was only 2 more, but if it's 3, I'm happy because that was episode 22, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. We still got, it's coming to an end, but we still got enough to like where this feels good. So in this episode, I was a little worried.
Me too. I was about to say that. I was so concerned with the fact that like Shide figured out their plan. I thought he was gonna like completely fuck everything. But then to see how they executed the plan on top of the plan, even though Shinpei was out Shinpeiing himself, which is even a weird thing to say, but he actually did, was so fire, bro. It was so fire.
So it was also, what also just made it amazing was like seeing that reaction, right? Ushio's first thing she did was I'm in attack mode. Boom. Yep. And she put fear in Shide because she's, hacking him instantaneously, which is like, so he can't come back, right? His armor can't come back. And I'm just like, oh, she put some fear in him. And then she get dragged back by Mio, like, hold up. Mio shares the plan, and then boom. It's just like how they do every little moment. Like the moments in this, even though they're not super big, they matter.
Very much
like when we saw Shinpei put the gun to his head and Shide pull his trigger, boom, shooting, and then we see the 2-second difference. I was like, oh my god, that's so good, bro. It's just so good.
What's so good about it is that, and you guys bear with me because I caught this and I was like, yo, I paused it as soon as I caught it. I'm like, yo, this shit's so fire. So Shinpei, when he had the gun to his head and he did his 2-second time thing, he showed Shide and the other Shinpei, Haine, he showed them that on purpose so that they know that he has it for the plan that gets executed later. Reason being is because with the other Shinpei being Haine fighting with Shide to help, kind of like stop them from getting to the main body of Haine. She had to follow the fact that he had 2-second advantage so she can be distracted just enough to then be caught slipping by the other people that was inside of the battle with him. So that's Sho and Mio, and like they had too much to focus on, and with that literally executed the plan almost flawlessly with what Shinpei wanted to do, and it's all because he showed Shide that fucking 2-second advantage that he had on purpose.
And it was really dope because of how they said he did it, right? Whichever eye he had open, right? So if he had his right eye open by itself, the 2-second advantage would be seen. Left eye open, nothing was seen, and it was just his regular timing. But he also wasn't always going with what the 2-second, thing was, because he has that ability to kind of switch in that moment. Shinpei is doing. The dude is doing some ridiculous stuff, man.
Yeah.
To fight Heine like this with her own tools. They know they knew what his plan was, thought they knew what the plan was, and he still always had a way to switch things up.
Mm-hmm. He was always that one step ahead, even though they're at the same amount of steps, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It was just great. Brilliant, man. It's brilliant.
So, we do the gut checks.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling about next week?
So next week, the end of this episode, Shinpei asked the question, are you immortal? Now, my thought is, I'm like, but wait, because I was confused. When he asked that question, are you immortal? I was thinking about what Mio said. Did you hold back, sis? And then I was thinking about what happened up until that point where Ushio looked like she kind of hesitated when she saw Heine crying. And then I thought about even further back when they kind of mentioned that Ushio is actually a piece of Heine from way back when she got shot, from Gramps. So it's like all these pieces that are like these dominoes. Ushio was a piece of Heine. Ushio attempted to kill Heine's original body. Mio thought that she held back because, now I'm thinking, because she's a piece of Heine too, so she basically is punching herself in the fucking face and killing her. And she didn't want to do that because she figured that out. But then I'm thinking like she hit the wall behind her, which is a part of her original body as well. I'm so confused. I digress. Gut check. I think this is where we find out, and you know how this show do. They don't drop shit without revisiting it. I think this is how we found out that Shide is actually the one manipulating Heine, and Heine hates him for it. And it becomes a different kind of battle. Because the end boss is actually Shide, as I said last week. And what we saw in that little preview, that big fucking demon was Shide standing there again for some reason, even though Mio stabbed himself in the head. So maybe that's like original Shide, like OG Shide from 300 years ago that was tucked away by Heine. And now that he doesn't need to manipulate her anymore because she's quote unquote gone after the Ushio punch, Shide can rule how he wants. That's my thought. I don't know.
So
long-winded, I guess.
I guess the way I'm gonna see it is, the way I'm looking at it is like, all right, Heine is gone, but I don't think in like its full capacity because, like you said, right?
She's a part of Ushio.
She's still part of Ushio, but I think that this is almost like how the Ryunosuke thing works, where Ushio is the main body, but Heine is in her, because of that. So now Ushio will take over as Heine for, however long she survives and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we're looking at. And then, yeah, like you said, definitely Shide looks like he's going to be the antagonist, bad guy at the end, the final boss character.
Yeah.
But I feel like more or less what's going to happen is when we see that battle shift, like you said, I think we're going to end up in the conclusion is going to be something like, I don't know. I hope it's not Heine taking everything back, saying like, I didn't mean to cause this kind of havoc on this world. I just was looking for love or something. I hope it ain't nothing that ridiculous.
Yeah, but you got to think about it. Like, was she ever really evil until they got a hold of her? But we don't know when that happened, I guess.
And we do know that her intention initially, her real goal is to get back home.
That's it. and be with her family. So it's tough to say, man. Like I can't say that I'm rooting for her still. Like I still fucking hate her guts because of all the damage she's done. Like
right.
Hizuru's gone, for fuck's sakes. So like I don't know. I still don't feel good about that. I don't understand the motivation, I guess.
Well, to get back, but here's the thing. I think so. Here's what we're gonna talk about motivation real quick. Shide's motivation is human greed. He is a human who wanted to be immortal. Mm-hmm. So I think his motivation is human greed, and now kind of like what you said, he has an opening for Heine. And he can take over or see himself in a spot where he gets to maintain his power and be rid of someone being over him. So, like I said, I think his initial thing is the human greed itself, like
immortality,
right?
Interesting.
And everyone else is coming in the way of that.
Yeah. No, that could be it. I think you're on to something. Sheesh, man. So good, bro. So good. It's way too good. It's just way too good.
Yeah, man. The writer, y'all doing y'all thing. Animators, y'all doing your thing.
Straight up. Straight up. It's just so sad that not everybody can watch this because they don't want to go to sites that shall not be named. And they have to either wait for whatever, quote unquote, Disney Plus is supposed to get it or not ever see it. And that's just so unfortunate, man. It's so unfortunate.
Yeah, and they not to bring too much extra conversation to this, but in D23 they didn't announce any anime. They ain't say nothing about anime at all.
And they wouldn't. That's for their big shit.
I know, but you would think they just say coming to our streaming platforms real quick.
I see, like a little montage of it. Yeah, that's more of a video game kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. I guess I shouldn't have expected that.
Yeah, not from them. They had too much shit already on their plate. Speaking of plate, let's talk about Overlord 4, how the fucking nobles decided to send the king's son, the prince, head on the plate to Ainz.
So before we get there,
piss me off.
The crown prince, he showed like some dopeness, kind of.
I agree.
Like he showed some realness.
I agree.
Yeah, it was kind of wild because he made a plan. You know, the only thing we can do to survive is do this, right? Because we tried to surrender, King ain't taking it. But when the way he talked to Ainz, right, and just gauging where Ainz was, it put him in a different light for me.
100%. And
I didn't want to see this episode turn out the way it did, but as soon as I saw like what happened, I was like, they done pissed Ainz off, and they have no idea. They have no idea how bad they just pissed him off.
I told you this so many times. Ainz don't give a fuck about nobody else. He don't care about nothing unless it's the Great Tomb. But I was hoping that conversation with the prince kind of brought him to the side of, like, you know what? You're right. There's no reason for me to kill everyone. Because he's about to fucking slaughter the entire kingdom.
But hear me out though, because he wasn't thinking about slaughtering the entire kingdom. He was, but he was letting people slide specifically because he has people within Nazarick who see things differently, right?
True.
But I was like, he was trying not to use his worst spells on y'all. Bro was about to completely evaporate your being. It's a done deal. Like your whole.
He said, "Send them over to." Do you know where they're going? You remember that?
No. Oh yeah. The neuronist.
Yeah, you remember who that was?
No.
That's that slug like thing that was like torturing the dude when he was strapped up.
I remember now.
He said, even if they beg for death, still make it slow and painful. Yikes. And
don't kill them unless they beg for it.
Yep. What's crazy, and if they beg for it. He said, don't kill them unless they beg for it. And if they beg for it, make sure it's slow and painful. Like he's like what's crazy is that again his racial trait calms emotion. He doesn't get emotional, overly emotional, angry, or caring at all. But something in him, I think it's because he gained so much respect. I think that's what it was. It's the respect that he gained from the prince that they got him like this. Oh,
and it was so like,
good, man. It was such a good conversation between him and two.
But it's also like the way he talked with the prince. The prince saw humanity in Ainz, right?
Yep.
Say he was a lot more human than I ever expected. Even the things that Ainz was talking about, I'm just here searching for happiness. That's all it is. Yep. And Prince is like, we're doing the same. And then like even when the prince walked away and said, all I really wanted to do was turn this into like a notable kingdom, right? Like a decent kingdom. And when he gets back to his tent, and those dudes pull up, and I'm like, nah, man, don't. This ain't it. He trying to help y'all, and I didn't think it was gonna go down like that. But when they, he said he put out his story and said, y'all gonna have to do a fight. Y'all have to fight for this.
God. Man.
Now I know you said Ainz don't care about nothing but Nazarick, but shit. Like you said, that respect he gained for that prince. As soon as they gave him that bag, I knew what it was. I was like, it's done for y'all. It's up for y'all kingdom.
I thought he was gonna fucking grass part all of them and just have all their fucking hearts in his hand and crush them all.
But I didn't think that was gonna happen because I'm thinking like, bro, he wants y'all to know y'all fucked up.
Yeah,
they don't know they fuck up if they grass part them. They just did, right?
That's true.
They don't get to understand the depth of what they just messed up at. But the Neuronus is gonna make sure they know. Now the rest of the kingdom is never gonna know they made that mistake.
And that's what I think sucks. Because I don't think sucks. I think that's what I think Ainz should do. I think Ainz should tell them how they fucked up. Because and again, if he wasn't planning on killing everybody or slaughtering everybody, I think he should tell them how they messed up and tell them like, look, I talked to your prince. He was a noble and true man. Okay. Your nobles decided to betray him and bring me his head. So because of that, now I'm going to take y'all's. Or you either become a part of the Sorcerer Kingdom or I kill you all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the issue with that is that he was gonna kill them all anyway. To begin with. That's what you were saying.
That's what essentially was my hope would have happened. But he's gonna kill him.
He should have said something like more like, he should have said something like, "I've changed my plans since your nobles brought me the head of your prince." Right? Mm-hmm. He's like, my plans are now that all the children can live. But everyone else, this is gonna be slow. And then when he said he's gonna leave it there for hundreds of years for everyone to know the folly y'all made by, I'm just like, that's what he need to do. He need to make sure that like it's unforgettable, even if you didn't live it.
Unforgettable for sure. That's a great way of putting it. What's crazy is that, you know how we talked about how, seasons leading into movies? I think the way this is leading into the next movie is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. Because
obviously we got 2 more episodes left. Those 2 more episodes are going to be fucking Ainz decimating the kingdom. And then the last episode is going to be the fall of that. And then the Holy Kingdom coming through like, yo, we got to stop this motherfucker. And they're going to be sending their top fucking, white dragons or whatever it is they got over there, dragon guys or whatever.
Red drop.
Yep. And it's gonna fucking be this beautiful ass movie.
And Ainz gonna work on them
easily. So I kind of like the way that's leading into it, but how are we gonna watch the fucking movie? That's the painful part.
I know. Oh my goodness.
Speaking of painful part,
we gotta watch the movie.
Speaking of painful part, Made in Abyss, bro.
Okay, so Made in Abyss every week. gets me right in the heart. But this one was like, so I think the last 2 weeks was just so much, but the whole MIDI thing, right? I felt like we already had to do this once.
No, so try one more time. Let me give it to you one more time. God,
come
broke
on,
my fucking heart, bro. Broke my fucking heart. Luckily, I was able to take it a little bit better because I feel like she's already passed after she was erased by Reg's, regulator or incinerator. I mean, but fuck, man, that fucking killed me, man.
Then we got so speaking of Reg, we got the fact that his other hand is a rewriter, so it can rewrite information. So one is the incinerator, which is the one that what's her name has, our main girl character has, and then the other one is a rewriter, so he can rewrite things with it.
Right.
So essentially, he has some capabilities to do some ridiculous stuff, but it's still looking harsh, right? Then we got the backstory on him and Faputa, and just their relationship.
Really, really well, by the way. I'm so curious as to see why, because I mean, obviously, since episode 1, we were always curious as to why the fuck Reg came from the abyss up. We were always curious about that. But like, to know that he literally probably came from the absolute depths of this place.
He's seen it all, but don't remember
it. Yep. And that's killer, bro. That is killer.
And maybe that's something that's like is like mandatory, like inanimate beings, right, that can travel up and down have no way of remembering what they experienced at the lower depths.
Interesting, bro.
But like, if a human finds a way to make it back to the top, the white whistles, obviously, they can, recall what happened.
Yeah.
So maybe it's something like that, where because he has it so easy, everything that happens in the abyss is a non-factor once he reaches a certain point.
So if I remember correctly, her mom went even deeper than this, right?
Yeah, her mom is deeper, but she never came back up.
That's true. But didn't they meet fucking what's his face?
Bondru?
Yes.
Yeah. But we know Bondru can also take bodies.
That's right. He's not human anymore. That's fucking right. God, how did I forget about that? I'm a doofus.
And then we also know that the one lady, she has the coffin, and then she also has like the stuff around her body that prevents her from taking, like, not taking damage, but prevents her from shape shifting, basically.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason they can come back up without being deformed from that level.
Without the curse killing them. All right. I want your most powerful gut check for this, bro. I need your most powerful gut check. And when I say powerful, I mean reach far. Tell me what the fuck is gonna happen at the end of the series in its entirety.
In the entirety of the series?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. They gonna get to the bottom of the abyss, and it's gonna be something like her mom found out that she could make a wish, and she gonna wish that her family could be together, right? It's gonna be something like that. Mm-hmm. And her husband that died in the abyss is gonna come back to life, and that's when she's gonna make it down to the bottom to meet her mother. Boom. That's gonna be like an ending. But from what I see right now, Faputa about to die. That's all I know right now. But that's the ending. It's gonna be a family event, but they never gonna be able to leave the bottom of the abyss.
You know what I love about this?
What's up?
Mine's is so fucking different, bro. It's so different.
Of course.
My extended gut check is we are going to learn that when you get to the bottom of the abyss, you're just on the other side of the world. So you go through the abyss. You're going through all the layers to go out on top of the other side of the world, which means that she's back. Technically, her mother is up, even though she's down because it's a different axis. So it just basically do this.
Depends on what side you enter, is what you're saying, basically.
It's relative, right? So since it's relative, when you go down the abyss, you're going down. I'm doing a hand motions for those of you who are listening on podcast versions, but hold your two hands out like you're fucking, like when you dig in the hole straight down in the middle of the earth, you just show up on the other side of the earth. And that's essentially what I think happened. I think she got to the very, very bottom, which is the top of the quote unquote, let's call it New World. Straight to the bottom, flipped up to the top of the New World, and she's just living her fucking life. You beat the fucking game. I think they're going to make it down there, and then they're going to be up on the new Earth, which is just a whole nother place. The other pole, let's call it North and South
polarity.
Pole.
That's what it is, polarity. So you're right.
That's exactly that. So let's say they went in from the North Pole, and then they show up on the South Pole.
Boom. That actually makes a ton of sense.
It does. I don't know why I thought that, but I was thinking that as I was watching it. So I'm like, I was thinking about it, like, yeah, you can't go back up if you go this deep. You're this deep because you're literally in the middle of the core, right? So you got the curse. I think what the curse is just the two polarities combining and becoming this, because at a certain point the polarities couldn't reach what's Futo's mom's name? I forget her name. But they couldn't reach her mom because she was literally shielding the polarity. The polarity was going around her when they were in that village. That's why they couldn't get the curse when they would go up or down. So I'm thinking like it's just the two poles clashing with each other and causing this curse whenever you try to go back up, and vice versa.
So what you basically saying, Polo, the anime theoretical physicist, is that as you're going down, because you're traveling with basically that source, that wave, or that polarity, that one counteracts the one that would be pushing you the other way, so you don't have to worry about it. You're just going down.
Exactly.
All the way up until you go that, and then it's the opposite for the opposite side. That's dope. Right. I love that. Right.
So, this episode had me in my fucking theoretical physics mind. I'm like, why haven't we thought about the fact that this is a giant hole that's endless? It wouldn't make sense for it to be endless. Essentially, their Earth, or even at the beginning of Made in Abyss, you saw like the world from the outside view was a world still, so it was obviously round. There has to be an end to it. There has to be another side. So that's what I was thinking. I'm like, maybe her mom is just on another village chilling. She's up, actually, now that she went so far down. That's a bar. So, I don't know.
That's crazy. I like that. I guess we can't wait till we get to the end and actually see what they present us with.
I know. I guess for immediate gut check, yeah, Futa about to die.
Kind of don't want her to, but it's kind of like you got to, because her goal is kind of noble.
I'm going to change my gut check, actually.
You going to use a rewriter?
No. I'm going to use the rewriter. And I'm going to say that Fupta is going to come to an understanding after maybe, what's her name? Our main girl. She's going to have something. There's something that she's going to do with her natural ability for people to gravitate towards her. She's going to stop all this shit somehow. She's going to say something. She's going to do the right thing like Spike Lee. And then Fupta is going to come to an understanding is, I just want to be with Reg again. I just want to experience what I've experienced with Reg. And she's going to join the party on the way down.
So we're going to have Rico, Nanachi, Reg, and Faputa.
Yes, sir. All-star squad. And that's how we make it.
And the White Whistle.
Yes, and the White Whistle, which is what Riku is now. So
it's a buff.
That's straight up a buff. So now that means when they're going down, they're going to go up and they're going to make it to the bottom. I think that's it. I think Fupta's gonna fucking finally be able to escape the harsh realities that her mother is just gone, and this is a wish granted by her mother subconsciously, sure, but it's what her mother wanted, you know, to have babies and to save everyone. That was the initial wishes, and it just fucking happened to be done in the Made in Abyss ass way.
Yeah, bro.
Ugh, God, it's so gut punching, man.
Sheesh.
And that'll do it for this spoiler talk. That's it.
I ain't doing a recap until tomorrow.
Oh, true. Valid. Oh man,
I can't recap stuff we ain't gonna say we talked about.
I'm gonna keep this part in.
You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu Waifu. Is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Is that you?